Oh, yep, yep. Okay, sorry, everybody.
Where do you feel God at? How do you feel see God at? I don't know if you know, I expect my kids, but it has a blind boy, and his experience was Shabbat. So I prayed in for her, and that can be something for her, so. I'll teach it. I love it. That's great. Yeah, Jane. What she did for us? She's a big kid. Our job is going to be it was just like this other round. She dated
Helps to turn on a microphone if you want it to work. Oh. Do you see that I'm using Eamon's, the book I put together for Eamon's bar mitzvah tonight? Candles. Candles. I knew something was missing. I was like, something feels wrong and I can't figure it out. It's candles. Here you are, sir. I gotta.
You want it down right?
Yeah. Candles. What? Okay. Okay, with these. Ooh. I'll deal with that later. Sometimes you have to take the wax off the top or else it won't, you know what I mean? Well, let's try to avoid it if we can. There's probably a better way to handle it, but that's fine. Okay. Okay. All good. Got fire. This may be too close to me, Josh. Let's go like over here. Just I move a lot, you know. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Shabbat shalom, everybody, and Hag Sameach. We've made it. Another holiday, another week. I'm so glad to be with all of you this evening, and if you're watching at home, welcome you. After after the last 2 weekends in a row, somebody's like, "Oh, what are your plans for this weekend? Are you going to take a break?" I was like, "Oh, no, more Judaism to come." And the one where we sit in a hut, that's this one. But it's fun to celebrate the harvests, this harvest festival with this celebration that is like a little earthy and also a little Jewish and a little, it's a lot of things at once. So we're going to do some celebrating and singing together and Shabbat and Sukkot, and then we'll have a little nash in the sukkah afterwards. And I invite you all, if you want to come over, and during the week, the sukkah's here. So if you feel like you want to have a meal out there or hang out or whatever, sukkah's here. And then Sunday night is our big Sukkot celebration. So we're going to light candles. I think that is on page 9. Mm-hmm. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. We did it. We made it. We're going to continue singing and welcoming Shabbat with Shalom Aleichem, which you'll find on page 9. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Join me for Lecha Dodi on page 14. Lecha lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela la. Lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem tiferet v'lid chila la lecha dodi, likra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi, likra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikadam nasucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila la lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai ailechni la lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Throat's still recovering from many hours of talking. So, forgive me. We're going to continue with the Chatzi Kaddish, which you will find on page 17. The Chatzi Kaddish, of course, one of our 5 Kaddishes throughout the prayer book, is the Kaddish that it is a string of praise words that allows us, even in transition, to offer praise. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma tiverach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayei zechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv ve'imeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach, Le'olam olam me'almaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yipa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitazar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei Dekudesha Barichu, Le'elam min kol birchata b'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Za'amiran be'alma ve'imeru, amen. I invite you to rise. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And our blessings give us strength to make our visions clear. And our blessing gives us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. I invite you to be seated. I'm at the bottom of page 20. We have 2 prayers about love in our liturgy. Well, really 3, because there's one that we do in the morning, Ahavat Rabbah, which means like a great love. Ahavat Olam, which means everlasting love, which we sing in the evening. And then Ve'ahavta, which means and you shall love. All comes from the same root word, talking about our relationship to God and God's relationship to us. And the idea of a loving God is one that I had a really great conversation with a bar mitzvah student this week. Was like, well, I think, who said what I say, he said, like, well, I think the God of the Torah is kind of a jerk. And I said, I was like, sometimes God in the Torah can be a jerk. You're right. And he said, because God's just like destroying things and I don't get it and it doesn't make any sense. And why would God? And I was like, okay, then I asked the question, like, okay, then how do you deal with the idea of a loving presence in your life? And this kid, being kind of a black and white thinker, was like, well, there isn't one. I said, okay, that's a fine answer if that's where you want to go. But to me, Steve and I were actually talking about this during one of the many hours that we spent together the last couple of weeks. the idea that God can be like all powerful, all knowing, or loving, but it's like 2 out of the 3 can apply, right? Because a God that's all powerful makes bad things, like could in theory make punishments happen, and then that's not loving. And so I said this to this kid, and I think maybe he heard me. I'm not sure. But I heard me, and that felt good. But I recently watched this Eli talk, which is like TED Talks, but by like Jewish folks specifically, about God. Does God love us, or is that like a Christian concept? Because you hear about it a lot of like God loves you, and like the first time that I heard that, I was like, I don't think you mean me. Actually, like that feels uncomfortable. But it's actually right in our liturgy, right? It just looks a little different than a human face. Just something to think about. So, Ahavat Olam, bottom of page 20. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadata, Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochmenu u'kumenu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach v'divrei toratecha, uv'mitzotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, ve'ahavadcha al tasir, rimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha b'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yatecha, v'hayu l'totafo b'neinecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzo beitecha, u'b'hisharecha, leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzotai, v'tem kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem. Continue with Micha Mocha. Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'etar b'kodesh, Nora tehilo tosefele, Nora tehilo tosefele. Malachutecha ra'u vanecha, Rokei ayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'eli anu ve'amru, Ze'eli anu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. So we've come to the season where we're going to sing about a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace, and then we're going to go sit in a sukkah. I'm so excited. We've done it. We made it to the season. I love it when the prayers and the seasons align. It's nice. But this prayer is about having a shelter of peace over us. And so it's cool to me that we get to now go into a sukkah in a little bit. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. So wrap me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. So wrap me in your arms and guide my steps. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. A person reaches in three directions: inward to oneself, upward to God, outward to others. The miracle of life is that in truly reaching in any one direction, one embraces all three. I'm on page 51, if you'll join me and rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach uvi yagid lehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Bekonei Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Gula Lifnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Abraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rab Lehoshia Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech noflim berofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, micha mocha ba'al gevurot, umido melech, melech mimit umechaya, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh u'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. I invite you to take a seat if you'd like to do that. I'm going to continue with Vishamru at the bottom of page 55. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. I invite you now to take a few moments of silent prayer and reflection and meditation. You can read the words on the pages or say the words of your heart, and we'll join back together in a few moments. Yehiyu leratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri Begoali, Begoali. So Sukkot is upon us already, which is what a wild sentence to say out loud. I can't quite believe that we got through the holidays. I mean, I knew we would get through them. That's not what I mean. I just mean like seasonally. But my mom, who is the world's biggest weather checker, like you'll get a text from her like it's storming in Detroit in 30 minutes, and I'm like I can. I know, and I appreciate it, and I love this very much about her. We get the weather updates constantly wherever we are in the world. And she's like, Friday's a harvest moon, which is, a big, beautiful moon in the sky. I mean, we can't see it. It's certainly not dark yet, and it's kind of cloudy, but maybe we'll be able to get a glimpse of it at some point. I was like, oh, that's funny because Sukkot starts on Friday. And she said, it does? I said, yes. I love that our holidays line up that way, right? I had a conversation with somebody recently who was like, I don't know why. He was like, oh, the moon's so beautiful. Do you think it's getting bigger or getting smaller? I was like, it's getting bigger. And I only know that because I know what day I know what day to expect the new moon and what day to, right. Like it's something that that's really sacred and special to us. And as the seasons change and the days get shorter, the light of the moon helps us to navigate and guide us. Sukkot is a time where we're celebrating. It's kind of a mishmash holiday, like most of our holidays, but this one is particularly mishmashy because in the Torah it talks about how it's one of the shalosh regalim, or one of the three festival holidays. Regalim means legs, but it's like one of the three pilgrimage holidays. So people would go and do the sacrifice at the temple, and then they would return. So they would build these temporary huts to like go along the way. And then it sort of got drawn out at some point, they think, because of Hanukkah and how it like has all these mirrors to Hanukkah, which is really interesting, because it doesn't ever say that it should be 8 days. It's so dwell intense. We're doing that. And people will sleep in the sukkah or not, or they'll eat in the sukkah or not, build these structures or use the one that we have here, which is beautiful. Thank you to our sukkah builders, by the way. Appreciate that. Well done. Yasher koach. And it is also a really interesting time of veneration of our ancestors. Because one of the things that you're supposed to do at Sukkot is every night has like a different theme of ushpizin or ushpizin, these guests that you're supposed to welcome in. And they're not alive guests, they're dead guests. And there are people who are like, Abraham comes one night, and like the imahot come one night. Like it's this idea of ancestor veneration in this way that I think we say the words in our prayers, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, etc. But I wonder if we're thinking like, what if I could sit down with Abraham? What would I ask? Right? I have a lot of questions. But it's this moment where every night we get to welcome people in, and I love this about this holiday because I go to different people's houses who have Sukkot and sit and eat with them, and they welcome you, and it's a really nice way to connect with community, but it's also a nice way to connect with the changing of the seasons and the people who got us here and the way that we are as a people. It's just like it's a fascinating one for me. It mirrors Hanukkah, which mirrors Passover, so it's all connected. So I hope that as you think about who you're bringing into your sukkah this year, it may not be Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. It could be people in your life, who you love, who are no longer physically present, but whose spirit you carry with you. And as we've gone through this week, we've had just so many losses in our community, and I feel really grateful that we can connect to the spirits of those people and bring them with us in our holidays and in our daily lives. So Sukkot is apparently supposed to be real nice this weekend, so maybe it won't feel as harvesty as usual, but you could go to apple orchard or something. But I feel grateful for that moment. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's the intention for Sukkot this year, is like, who are you welcoming in? What are you welcoming in? What are you letting stay outside the walls? Walls, by the way, you have to have at least one that looks like a hay. So like 2 and a little bit Yeah, that's a regulation sukkah. I'll write the word sukkah for you, and then you'll see what I mean. Because the word, if you think about a samech and a kaf and a hey, those are all the legitimate versions of what a sukkah can look like. I don't know. The rabbis are always making something up. It's a good mnemonic to help you remember. We're going to take a moment now to think about all the people in our lives, in our community, who are in need of healing. Our Mishberach prayer for healing of body and of mind and of spirit. This evening, we are thinking of Joyce Holbrook, Janice Book, Stephanie Huey, Larry Littman, Mickey Berg, Barbara Saul, Sharon Burns, Tom Rutan, Paul Baltz, and Linda Toshbook. If there's anybody else you are thinking of this evening whose name you'd like to share with us, I invite you to raise your hand or stand to share that name aloud. Thank you. On page 67. Yisheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. As we turn to Aleinu on page 74. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'atet gedula le'otzer b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goy ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kachem, ve'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. I invite you to be seated. Patty, would you like to share some announcements with us? Yay!
I never left. So, this is Bima, right? Okay. Yes, okay. Hello, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Hello, everybody who's not here, but who's watching us. This Sunday, October 1st at 5 p.m., come and celebrate Sukkot and enjoy pizza in the hut. See what I did there? Bring decorations or make some here and help decorate the sukkah. Shake the lulav and enjoy a meal with your family and Shir Tikvah friends. Yeah. There is still time to join the Yad Ezra High Holiday Food Drive. Take home a grocery bag from the lobby tonight, fill it up, and return it this Sunday when you come to have pizza in the hut. Then, on Sunday, October 8th, our unique Shir Tikvah style Simchat Torah celebration, complete with the lively klezmer music of Gesundheit, will be happening, and the Tour de Torah and all of the things that we have come to expect from a Shir Tikvah Simchat Torah celebration, as well as a lively oneg afterward. Also coming this fall is a social justice series focusing on the relationship between racism and mass incarceration. Check your e-blast or email Carolyn for details. I think the book discussion is the 29th of October. Is that right? Yes. So there's still time to read if you're like me and you haven't started it yet. Finally, our tent is always open to new members, and we would love to welcome you in. Please contact our interim executive director, Carolyn Comey, at info@shirtikva.org with questions or to learn more. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you. Nope, got it. Also, Lunch and Learn returns October 10th. So, I mean, Lunch and Learn has been kept, thank God for Larry Booker, who kept it going all summer and did a beautiful job. But I'm teaching on October 10th. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. You have an announcement, Judy. Yes. I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready.
We haven't been through it yet. So everyone's invited to our house at 9:30 tomorrow. Torah study plus bagels and a little brunch. And if any of you are interested in one day to try, come on over.
I don't know if you could call it brunch if it's a 9:30. I think that's just breakfast, is it not? So just so the sound people can hear if you're watching at home, tomorrow morning the Torah study group is meeting in person at the lessons. If you need details, reach out to us. Lessons, happy to have you. Thank you very much. I'm at the bottom of page 77. When time and circumstances take loved ones from us, let us fill the emptiness with memories. Memories are the healing heart's way of saying, I won't forget. This week, our hearts go out to Les Davis on the death of his sister, Barbara Boyajian, on Yom Kippur. Our hearts go out to Carolyn, dear Carolyn, on the passing of her dear sister, Geraldine Yates. And of course, to Bart and Judy Lesson on the death of Bart's cousin, Marv. We are in a period of Shloshim for Kalman Schneider, the beloved cousin of David and Kathy Sloan, and also for my cousin Jacqueline Harris-Wolfson, cousin of me and my brother Sam and my parents David and Rebecca. We also recall the art sites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Gary Stotsky, brother of Bonnie Morrow Zachman, Gertrude Gershke, mother of Nancy Schumann, Larry Einhorn, father of Fran Wolf, Owen Chadwick, brother of Marla Scaife, Max Calley, father of Terry Calley, Elizabeth Randa, mother of Jeff Randa, Sam Richelieu, father of Rebecca Anders, Annette Ross, grandmother of Aviva Ferrier, Lillian Silverberg, mother of Alice Horning, and Anita Sokoloff, mother of Jane Small. If there's anybody else you are remembering this evening whose name you'd like to share with our community, I invite you to do that. We rise and join together for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 78. Yikadal v'kadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divarach hirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved here and everywhere, to which we say, amen. You can be seated. We're going to conclude our service with, excuse me, sorry. Oseh shalom. Oseh shalom b'mromav, u'yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. My friends, it has been a difficult week for so many of us here in this room, and as we continue through this season of harvest and of abundance, I'm grateful to be in community with all of you as we go through this together. As I think I said, I'm not sure that God makes things happen, but I do think that God lives in our community and in our relationships with one another as we support each other through all these things. So I'm grateful to be with all of you. We're going to go say the blessings and have a nosh in the sukkah. So I hope you'll join us. And please come on Sunday evening. Thanks for being here, everybody. Shabbat shalom. There is a